So let's talk about a ship that I absolutely enjoy on Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think this is the first time I've ever did a vid just fully talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! I just the reason why I'm doing this is because well, I was kind of let's just talk about this. And the other half was my good friend the Hellish Smile posted a few videos online or images here and there that just made me think about this character and this ship. And we were both fans of it, and I was just like, you know what? Nobody talks about this ship, so let's do a quick video on it, because I kind of actually really love this, I love this ship. When I talked about my ships I really loved, like Korosami, Bubbleine, and a few others, I kind of forgot about this one. Yeah, I think I pretty much forgot this one. Trustshipping, or Seto Ishizu, or she's known in the manga Isis, but we'll just, for sake of anime, for sake of English translation, let's just call her Ishizu, since we mostly know her from that. So yeah, Kaiba Ishizu, better known as Trustshipping. No, don't understand why it's called Trustshipping, because Kaiba doesn't trust jack all. He doesn't trust anybody. But I really like, this is probably my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Ship, and also probably one of my favorite ships ever. This is just a fun ship to talk about because it's so vastly underrated, but no one seems to hate it. That's the interesting thing. No one, it's so underrated, maybe that's why it's not hated, because it's so under the radar, but it's a ship, when Yu-Gi-Oh! Shippers talk about ships, they're like, oh yeah, that one's a thing too. Let's go back to, I don't know what the official shipping name for Kaiba and Yugi is, but that's the big one. No. I think the biggest one is Bakura and Merrick. I don't know. I think that one is Thief Shipping. That's the biggest one because you can thank Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged for that. You can thank them for making it big, making it that big. Bakura, our ship is the most amazing ship in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Fandom. That's my best abridged Merrick voice. Anyway. So, you're probably wondering, why do I like Trustshipping so much? Well, here's the thing. I feel like it's the most, out of all the ships for Kaiba, and trust me, there are a lot. He's kind of like, he's kind of like the Twilight Sparkle of his, or the Rainbow Dash of his, of the fandom. He's shipped with everybody. Just how Rainbow Dash is more, or Twilight Sparkle from MLP are pretty much shipped with everybody. So that's kind of how it is. Kaiba has probably the biggest number of ships everywhere. We're talking but you should see him with most of the girls. And here's the thing of why I like Trustshipping so much. And again, keep in mind that I'm not here to bash ships. I am in no way here to bash ships. I'm not saying that, Trustshipping is the number one. I'm not saying that at all. This is just my personal opinion of why I like this ship. If you don't like Trustshipping, that's totally fine. No ill will against you. Or if you do like Trustshipping, then yay. But if you don't, that's totally fine, and you like a totally different ship, that's totally fine as well. No ill will against you. But yeah, here's the reason why I really like Trustshipping. The reason why I like it is because the major factor, when you look at all the other ships that Kaiba is paired, all the other male or female characters he's paired with, the crippling factor is Kaiba is a just unmitigated asshole. He is just a total asshole, and we all love him for it. I think that's why we all like him, is because he was just think Batman. If Bruce Wayne was just a angry old basically Kaiba is basically Dark Knight Returns Bruce Wayne if he had Tony Stark's tech, and he's like that 24/7. That is literally what we're looking at here. Dark Knight, a younger version of a Dark Knight Returns interpretation of Bruce Wayne, mixed with the technology and whimsy ideas of Tony Stark, and just made into this brooding asshole. So the big problem with what you always run into with ships or whatnot and Kaiba's personality in the show is that no one can take his BS. No one on Earth. Logically speaking, in any of these ships I've seen, whether it be Mei or Taya or any of the other ships, they all, I see this in a lot of fanfictions, that no one can take his BS. But when you look at, Trustshipping, when you think about it, Ishizu and the entire group of characters is probably the only woman who could ever, woman in general, that could take his bullshit. who would take it and, throw it right back at him. I kind of imagine Kaiba and Ishizu's relationship something along the lines of Ruby and Sapphire from Steven Universe when they're not fused into Garnet. It'd be something like fire and ice. Like, living personification. Like, you have Ishizu, who's pretty much like, she's very cool and calculative, and of course she did have the Millennium Eyes, so she'd pretty much be like Sapphire. And, yeah, Kaiba is this raging flame of emotion and brooding anger, so they would like, cancel each other out. And I absolutely love, like, they would have the most amazing dialogue ever. Like, I can just imagine them in a relationship, and Kaiba just going off on the rails like he's angry about something, like a fight they had, and he's still angry about it, like, 2 days later, and Ishizu's like, "You're shaking the table." "I'm not shaking the table!" So yeah, no matter what Kaiba would, like, that's the thing, is that no matter what Kaiba would say or do, he would Ishizu would just be like, "Okay, yes, darling, yes, okay, totally fine with it," and he would just be like, "Oh, get angry, woman! I need you to get angry at me, damn it!" Yeah. I also feel like Ishizu would understand, like, going into this relationship, that Kaiba is not the most stable person, and he's emotionally blocked himself off of everyone else, and she would just be like, "Yeah, I'm a bit at peace with that I'm probably not going, it's going to take me a long time to break down those barriers." Whereas, you have all these other characters who, I don't think Mei and him would, like, logically speaking, and again, I'm not here to bash ships, but logically speaking, and we all know this, is that Mei would probably, if they got married, she would divorce his ass, like, in, like, 3 months' time. 5 months tops. And Taya is just, also the same thing, is like, she'd be so happy and carefree and all that. Also with Joey's sister, I know a lot of people ship her with him as well. That's the other thing, is that Kaiba's so dark and brooding, and Taya, as well as, I think it's Serenity, she's called in the anime? I can't, but yeah, those two are just so happy and carefree that they would, basically just be... They would basically just be like, "Look, we can't deal with this. We tried, but we cannot deal with you." Whereas Ishizu, she's old enough, and she's kind of dealt with the same problems he's had. Kaiba had a very abusive I guess you could say not the best relationship, and I'm putting that term lightly, with his adopted father, Gozaboro. And, he's had a lot of other shit dealt with him. Whereas, Kaiba would be like, "My father really hated me." "Oh, you have father problems. Well, check this out. My father my father was a psycho who had to protect who had this whole thing of protecting the Egyptian legacy, and he kept us away from the world for nearly 16 years of our lives, until my brother got us out of that little hole. Then we came back, he nearly beat, our protector to death, our protector / adopted brother to death, until my brother went psycho and killed him." How's that? So I feel like she would be, again, Shizu's probably the most like mentally stable person in the relationship. She would be the one to balance out Kaiba, as well as, I think, at the same time she would be able to call out on his bullshit. She would just totally be like, when he's having like he's just being dark and broody, she would just look at him and go, "This'll pass," and he's like, "No, it won't." I also think that she would be totally fine with him not being the romantic type. Again, I feel like she would just go in, if they were kind of in a relationship, he would kind of be, I think, again, Shizu would totally be like, "I am not going to get through to him in a while. This is going to be a gradual thing. This is going to take me a long-ass time to finally break down those walls, or at least crack them." So yeah, she would probably be the most tolerant of his BS, as well as call him on it, and be completely calm about it as well. Whereas Kaiba, like I've said a few times throughout this video, would just be he would just be like, "I'm gonna go brood. You're angry. I'm not angry." Yeah. Oh god. So, I feel like that's why I like trust shipping so much, is because they really, I think, like, again, out of all, and again, I have to stress this because I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea. I don't hate any other ships. I don't hate other Yu-Gi-Oh ships. I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying why I like trust shipping so much. So, and I think this is the first time I've talked about Yu-Gi-Oh in general. So, like on a video, like an official video, then yay. Also, I couldn't help but pick this image to use because Kaiba holding a gun like a Bond villain is completely awesome. So, yeah, that's pretty much, those are the reasons why I like trust shipping so much. So you guys tell me, if you're trust shipper fans, why do you like the pairing? Or is there another Yu-Gi-Oh pairing that you like? And just comment below, let me know what are your favorite Yu-Gi-Oh pairings in general, and just explain why you like them so much. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.